Hello.
Hello. Curse of Pomeranians.
Yeah. First
Hello,
off,
everyone.
we need a fucking long rest or we're gonna die. Bruh.
Yes.
Wait, on Discord you look different. Oh yeah, I just looked left. Bruh.
F in the chat for.
God bless his soul. But wait, does anybody have to be pro sad?
Somebody's asked on the stream, is my audio messed up or are you muted? I don't know if you want to check. I know you were having mic issues earlier.
I can't. Oh.
Wait,
I will real quick do that recap again because my microphone was bugged. Because
No, I can hear you on my screen.
no, yeah,
I
it's
can hear
just Streamlabs is being a little bitch today. I'm not sure what's going on. It's
Oh,
muted all my different sources.
Gaia says she had to reset her stream, so it's maybe a Twitch thing.
Maybe a Twitch stream. But I will do it very quickly. Quick recap. The party are at Yester Hill. They have destroyed Winter Splinter and the Druids of Yester Hill, who destroyed the Wizards of Wine's winery. They also fought the Dracolich form of Argynvostholt. They pushed through the contact, and in doing so, unfortunately, they lost Ismark the Lesser. They are now all standing around the bodies of their friends and foes, deciding on what to do next.
Okay. So, first place, do we go back to that scary place when you told me about those ghost men?
Yes, so the skull needs to go back to the castle that you may have seen from any time that you've spent around Vallaki. It was the resting place of Argynvost, who was the dragon that the skull here once was a part of. I'm not sure exactly what benefit it would bring the land or us or potential allies if Argynvost is able to be laid to rest, but it's if not a good thing, it's certainly the right thing. And I personally would be very invested in making sure that happens.
Yeah, that's I remember going past there. The people, the stallion went, "Do not go to that place. Very scary, very big ghost. Do not talk to." And I just kind of nodded. That's all I know, really. And then you guys told me about the scary ghost men. So I mean,
yes, it's the closest I've come to dying while I've been here. Not
You
that
mean
I've
the
never come close to dying before then.
giant mansion with the soldiers and the spider?
Yes, I believe that is the one that they're
Yes,
talking about, Seeker.
It's where we met you, Seeker. You had camped out in
yes.
the corner.
Out of character. Callum. Callum was down. Just Callum was the only one in this thing, was it? Callum was the only one who was talking to that guy.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. But I think Callan did tell you all.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Callan isn't one to keep secrets in the party, that's for sure.
No, too complicated to keep track of, if nothing else.
Yeah. Max is just gonna stay by his Mac.
Yep.
as he would as a character.
Max,
he
as you're
would-
there
Yeah.
cradling his body, like your mind goes back to the abbot back in Kresik. He had significant part. He even offered to bring back the dead for you. It's definitely an avenue you could attempt. And I will also say, as you all hear crowded around, it is going on to later in the evening, and like one of you probably Lux, you like look up just instinctively, you catch that blood moon hanging in the sky that's been ever so washed over Barovia since Irina vanished into that pond back at Kresik. And as it happens, you just hear a wolf's howl just like echoing off the mountainside, and your heart sinks. That boy who you sent to Vallaki with all those other children, you never removed his lycanthropy before you sent him.
I mean,
Your heart
That
just
Vallaki-
sinks. Like in that moment, you hear the howl. It's like
Wait, what? Whoa!
you never
wait.
removed curse on the boy.
We didn't.
Well, you used to remove curse someone. I would use an
I mean,
Isabel. Sorry,
let's
Stella. Or Isabel.
let-
No.
Use
let's
the
look on
seeker.
let's look on the brighter side. Now the orphanage doesn't have a problem with overpopulation. There's no orphanage.
Van Richten cast remove curse on 2 people.
He cast it on your 2 people who had the curse of Mother Night.
That was it. And the
But
scroll.
you never and the scroll using seeker, and you never requested
scroll's
anyone.
secret.
And
Melville
So-
said, or not Melville, sorry, Lux said, "I will cast it tomorrow."
Wait, isn't he
that's it.
with?
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't have it prepared, and you prepared it, did you? In the
Yeah,
morning,
no, I've got it now.
and but you didn't.
Right.
He never said he was going to
That's
cast it.
it.
I
Wait, so we
completely
brought all the kids
Well-
to Vallaki.
Yep.
With the
And one of them
werewolf
was
kid.
werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
no
mean,
one told,
let's be
no
honest
one
here.
told father.
Nope.
I think out of character we assumed, oh yeah, we'd just cast it because that was the plan, but
Yeah.
we never actually.
But no one
done
ever actually did it.
Oh boy. Rest in
Ew.
peace to orphans. Like, oh fuck.
Where is your Stella?
it. And man, rest in peace. They'll be resting as werewolves.
The last place you saw Stella
I mean,
was
yeah,
Kresik. You left
oh.
her at the Abbey of St. Markovia. She was
because,
going to stay in a room there when you guys went
yeah.
off to hunt the werewolves.
Yes, it was.
Didn't we persuade him to remove the curse? I thought we
Yeah,
didn't
no,
remove-
Stella's fine. The last time you saw Stella, she was
Well,
fine. And
yeah,
she's
yeah,
not the werewolf.
That wasn't a werewolf curse. That was the madness.
Sophia
Yeah, who
was
knows
minus
who knows where Stella is?
We had the boy who was locked up in the hospital, in the church as well. But
Yeah,
no, we're
he's
talking about
like the
little boy, yeah.
teenage boy. No, the young boy from the cave who you
Yeah, we're
rescued.
talking about
Look, I will while I'm discussing this, I'm gonna kind of look to Callum because obviously Max and Callum are probably closer than anyone else, and they're gonna go, Callum, perhaps, as we've been told before, there might be a way of bringing Ismac back in the Amber Temple. Perhaps a way
Go
of
ahead.
bringing him back. We don't know how death is weird in this place. It doesn't seem to work as anywhere else.
I'll be
Perhaps-
honest. When I saw you drop Max several fights ago, and you came back, I was kind of hoping that Ismark may come back, if not in his original form, in a lesser or different one. Perhaps we could bring Ismark back, but it will not be an easy journey carrying the dead weight.
Well, we could bring him
Guy.
to Sorry.
No, that's how you go.
We could bring him to Rictavio or to the wizard. Maybe they can cast something so his body can last longer. It won't decompose.
We can't
they-
go back to Rictavio.
We have pulled so many favors with my mentor. As much as he is glad I am alive, and as much as I'm glad he is alive, he does not enjoy having people around him. It brings death. If you bring Ismark to his door like this, you're only going to reaffirm his belief that he is cursed.
Oh God!
Very
How
much so.
about your teacher, Lux?
I have to say he won't have the chance, not without his spell book. But guys, I just realised we have a second problem.
What?
So you know the whole point of us long resting. I did accidentally, maybe possibly forgot to remove the curse on the young boy, and I feel like I might have just got half the town killed.
Which means.
Oh,
Ah,
Velaki is fucked. We need.
Krezek, Valaki, Barovia, any other places we need
I mean,
to go? Or do we
it
have
was
them all?
depends on how much one wolf can do. But
I can imagine quite significant damage, particularly as if it's only lay people fighting them, they have no chance. They're immune to non-magical damage. We need to hope that the Martikovs were able to, well, recognize and subdue them. Although I don't think it bodes
Or-
well for the other children.
Are
Father.
you saying you didn't remove the lycanthropy for that child before you just sent him into a defenseless town to a church where people gather en masse?
Lux!
yes,
What are you doing? What did you do?
This is the
Excuse me.
last time I ever listen to you. The second we have something like that in front of us, again, no moral quandary, no fuss. I'm killing it. If it is going to be a problem that you are simply going to forget, it's dead.
Understandable. Have a
it's
nice.
very difficult when you can't sleep right, and I just forgot. I was planning on maybe one of you guys maybe remembering me, but
This is your spell!
No,
Yes.
Max. Okay, for us, if we make it through this, we need to understand that we have successes as a team, and we have defeats as a team. We beat this dragon and managed to subdue it, and the zombies, and the tree, and the druids, and the wild men as a team. If we had done this as a group of individuals, we would have all perished, most
Oh, God.
certainly. So we
Yeah.
need to understand that our failures are those as a team. We agreed an action plan, and none of us, not just Lux, none of us followed through with it.
Very
God.
much so.
We murdered all those children.
There isn't much we can do now.
I
I'd
agree with the
suggest to head to Argynvostholt, try and give them the bones, and rest, if allowed. And then
If
head to
allowed.
the temple. Well, last time we were there, I think they didn't like us.
They saw
mean-
us, understandably, as intruders. They had their home, their domain, and we were there uninvited, looking threatening, and we were throwing spells and attacks around like nobody's business.
Yes, we were. For I don't count on us resting there just yet.
We can rest.
I mean,
in
Seeker, you
various
do
places.
know a little area of the
In
the
northwest.
mansion that actually wasn't frequented by the ghosts. You found a safe area that the revenants and ghosts didn't seem to come to. That northwestern tower, remember, where the party found originally. None of them seem to cross there. A lot of them patrolled on like old routes and things, perhaps that they took in life. So you were kind of just left on your own in there. It was fairly secure, and people stayed away because of the ghosts. But like, you know, you think
There
if you
is
made too much
one
noise, they would come looking.
tower.
But like, you were on your own and
There's
quiet.
one tower, but we need to stay quiet.
to-
It's still dangerous.
out of character, what do you know? Do we know roughly what kind of time of day it is?
Right now, you would say it is
getting
like
late.
it's getting late. Yeah, it's like after 7,
yeah,
coming up like 7 o'clock-ish.
I mean, we could always. It's a bit of a detour, but we could always go back to the mansion. But
I
said
think
we're always welcome.
if I'm being honest, at the moment we have several things in our possession that Strahd is going to be very interested in, and now we have defeated his pet, his carriage around this plane. You saw him flying around on, well, he was on the nightmare, wasn't he?
He
Yeah.
still has the horse.
Yes. So I think that he will presumably know that this dragon has been slain. Our first priority is to get away from here. I say we head to Argynvost, see what we can do to lay the skull to rest in that place, and then we can look to rest ourselves. I am able to summon a small hut for all of us that is relatively safe and is a comfortable temperature and is dry. That is my plan. Whether we are in Argynvostholt, whether we are outside, whether we are in the wilderness, but we should try to understand what's happened in Vallaki also.
On top of that, I do think we should drop these powerful gems back to the rightful owners too. I don't know how easy it is going to be getting back into there, even with my spells. But we can always try as well, to say the least.
I will make a suggestion. You have come all this way, and we have, bested Yester Hill's finest. To the south, we saw it earlier, it's a Gothic Tree. As long as that still stands, the druids or wild men, anyone who comes back here, they can keep summoning blights like this, and she'll point to, a few of the dead needle blights or the dead large tree. If we can destroy it, then that will perhaps stop them from coming back. As far as I know, this is the only one in this land that is capable of such.
I see.
Then yes, let's.
So we make a bonfire.
I can do that.
Me too.
I can do bonfire. Yeah, I can do bonfire.
Burn the tree sounds like a good idea, and then I'd presume Argynvostholt and see what after.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. So if you guys head south of the Ring of Stones to the Gothic Tree itself, you see at the south end of this hilltop this sickly copse of trees, this grove of just like dying like shrubbery, and then located right in the center of it, it's this huge misshapen tree at its core. You see blood oozing like sap from its twisted trunk, and then like just kind of embedded in the tree, like probably around like shoulder to like hip height, you see a shiny battle axe with like sort of like leaves and vines carved into its handle, and then just beneath that, still both arms still attached, like the actual bony hands gripped tightly but separate, separates at the elbows, and then beneath that a skeleton that lacks its forearms essentially, as if like it had tried to strike this thing and it was failed and just left to rot.
Seeing that, I'll cast Detect Magic, with my all-seeing eye.
Yep. The axe is magical. Brilliance, enchantment magic.
Max, I know you love big, heavy weapons.
Yes.
You see that axe in that tree? It's glowing with what type of magic is it? If you don't mind me asking.
Enchantment.
Enchantment magic, enchantment. That Max is glowing with enchantment magic. So I mean,
Perhaps that be useful. Do you want me to go investigate? Do you want me to go have a look?
It looks as though he may have tried to strike the tree or touch it and has perished immediately. We should give it a wide berth.
Yes.
Agree.
Lux, are you able to try to damage this tree from a distance? You mentioned
I can try. I can use my bonfire spell.
Wait, the weapon we found last time was a spear, correct?
Yeah, a bloody spear.
Secret could use that if needed.
Like it is a spear.
The only thing is, spear would proc your polearm master.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing.
Oh, that's
But
true.
a battle axe won't. And it's
But,
basically the same as long sword.
Seeker could also use the blight, the Gulfire staff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But as a strength weapon too.
It's a quarterstaff, the Gulfire staff.
Oh yeah, strength.
So you can use a monk weapon.
Oh.
So it's a spear.
Spear is exact same.
I never played weapon monk. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm like, right. So do we need to try and cast magic first, or do we try and get a weapon? I can mage hand the weapon away, maybe.
It's quite stuck in the tree. Lux, you're not sure if your mage hand will have the strength behind it. I mean, it depends on how heavy the axe is. It looks like a standard battle axe. but it's like very finely like carved and decorated.
Let's try to damage the tree. If we are able to incinerate the tree, I'm sure your bonfire wouldn't be able to significantly damage the battle axe, especially if it's
Agreed.
magical.
Of course. I will, when I'm within 60 feet of it, I will cast bonfire, if possible.
Yeah. It begins burning. You see that crackling of wood and fire as the thing just begins to take light. Realistically, you guys aren't in any danger. You've already destroyed all the threats here. So with long enough exposure to this fire, the tree just erupts into a blaze. Lux, as you're kind of heading this, I'll allow you to make like a sort of like intelligence check as the tree like begins to wither and just like branches snap. You hear that like sick like bending
Secret
crunch.
just like extends his hands. He just like fire.
Yeah, Lux,
Am I able to cast guidance as he does it?
You can do. I'm gonna allow one of a member of the party to make an intelligence nature check if they would like.
I'd probably be the best one for that.
I can give advantage. Oh, I can't. Can I?
Can't give
can I
advantage
give
to the work. So Lux is the initial, like just from what he's
Yeah.
doing, and then there's people who are
You know
observing
what?
Lux as he burns at the same time.
Cool.
I will use my last sorcery point. I'll re-roll that. So.
Sure. Go for it. Plus the 1. Yeah, I mean, like the bonfire is gonna burn this thing.
Yeah.
Up.
19.
So yeah, Callan, like same as Lux, like the first time, the bonfire should be enough to do this. Lux, as you begin burning this, you notice that like you kind of remember like trees. They're like icebergs. Like the only real bit of them you see above the surface is only half of it. There must be roots and a root network underneath this thing. It must go on and on and on. You like to guarantee this thing is fully dead. And like I gotta throw it there. It takes like a significant amount of time to kill this thing. Like to like just burning it on yourself alone. It's like slowly, just like it's so strong and old. You're like it's gonna take about an hour to like burn this thing through, and then you're probably gonna have to like dig up the like trunk and maybe even some of the roots to try to like uproot this thing and hope that that will stop the magic. Because you can see this tree with your detect magic up, just necrotic energy, so much of it.
So you guys, I'll give you the bad news. It's with my magic. I feel like it's been here for a while. Well, it has, and we'll probably will need to start to lift the tree up from the roots and try and burn it from the roots. As just
Do
burning
we-
it won't do.
Do we have time for that? Strahd could be on his way.
Well, we need.
If Strahd is on his way here, Seeker, he will be on his way to wherever we are in an hour's time. I am sure that he has ways and means, especially if he has Mordenkainen's spellbook, of tracking us, of keeping
True
tabs on us.
enough, I suppose.
Can you not use your fire breath before? So I'm not sure if you used
I
it all.
can, but I can use it a limited number of times.
So I
If
will
you
say,
wish.
if you guys want to just have Lux do it, you can take a short rest here while he burns the tree. Lux will not get a short
Yeah.
rest, but everyone else will, because Lux is just casting Create Bonfire every minute. Casting it again, casting it again.
Would like stuff like chromatic orb, would that burn it faster? Or would it be
Perhaps,
about the
I mean,
same?
you're not sure. Like, obviously,
Okay.
Create Bonfire does a quite a low amount of damage in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things. It doesn't add your modifier or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the tree
So I
doesn't
have
seem
not-
vulnerable to fire. It's covered in this thick, oozing blood-like sap that kind of like, dampens it down,
Yeah, I've got no fourth level, third level spells. I've got 1 second level. I've got all my first level spells, so I'll just use with my warlock spell slots.
Have
I
you
will just
expended
use-
any first level spell slots so far, or do you have all of them?
No, so I've got all of them. So
Cool.
this fight, I've been only using like second and third levels,
Perfect.
and I've been using Eldritch Blast. So
Yeah, I mean, again, it's
Um,
just a matter of time for the burnout. But if you're willing to use like more higher damage spells, you can shave off a couple of minutes. But like in the grand scheme of things, it's like takes time.
I'd save your energy, Lux, if I were you. If
Okay.
you're okay doing this for some time, we will rest and patch up our wounds, and perhaps have more vigor for uprooting. At which point, you're more than welcome to rest, and I'm happy to take over.
it's loose.
Lux could even rest in the
Sorry.
wagon if we're traveling. But I'm not sure how we're going to get that skull out of here. and Max probably by now, like still with Ismark's body and stuff, you know, just and just making sure he's okay. At an eyeball, that skull's gonna weigh about 250 pounds, and even you're gonna struggle to carry that.
I'll try to help, but I'm not the strongest.
I'm sure we can all do our part because this skull is a very important thing to have. I assume nobody is able to summon anything that can help us carry it around, like a floating disc or anything.
Sadly, no.
Yeah, I'd say if we're going to burn this, I want to do it right too, just because for Ismark's sake, you know, we can't just do a half job. I'd rather make sure this is, you know, this problem will be permanently gone for now.
Oh, sorry.
I agree. Let's try to refrain doing half jobs from here. We should make sure that if we're doing something, we're doing it right.
So, Max, realistically, you're not going to be able to carry this skull on your own. Your carry capacity is like
285 pounds.
Yeah. So,
Ooh.
if you could get someone, but you're also already carrying like 130 pounds, so you need someone to take up that.
Can I drag it?
You can try to drag it down the hill, yeah, like or roll it down the hill towards Esmeralda's wagon.
Because if I drag, like, I mean, it looks pretty sturdy, you know. Like this car looks pretty sturdy, you know.
Yeah, it's been a bone.
So yeah, because I can push, lift, and drag 550 pounds.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Max, don't you still have a giant smite left as well? Because technically, you might be able to.
Don't last like a minute.
Yeah, I mean, but
Giant
for a good. If we maybe get the wagon close enough, we can maybe try and make you lift it up and.
Yeah, Esmeralda could bring the wagon theoretically, like even all the way up. She could if you sent her to go get it. She definitely could.
Yeah, I can lift it. I can lift it. Like it's still like 285 pounds. So I can just lift it. Oh no, sorry, lift. I can lift 570.
Yeah,
Nice.
but only to your head height,
not carry.
Only to your head height. So like that's like 2 foot off the ground.
And then I'll push.
You're not sure where you're gonna put it. You'd have to maybe put it on the roof of her wagon, perhaps, but it's like slopes. So you're gonna get like ropes and stuff to like tie it on the top, or you can try to put it in the inside. If you want to put it in the inside, no one will get a short rest inside the wagon because it'll be full. Or you can try to secure it with ropes and stuff, but it might slip off.
I have ropes.
I just think maybe we could use your when you go large, Max, to maybe put it on the wagon properly, but we don't do it until we're ready to secure it. Maybe put some ropes ready when you put it on, unless we put it inside.
Yep.
I mean,
should we focus on the tree first?
I'm assuming this is all happening while Lux is continually.
I'm talking
as part of the short rest. Like you're planning on how you're going to get this skull
away, like snap.
Yeah, I'm just like casting.
Yeah,
and he's casting and he's blasting.
Yes, if you guys want to take a short rest, you can do, apart from Lux. Unfortunately, Lux, you are focusing on spell casting the whole time.
I didn't take any damage that fine, so I'm good.
I already did so.
Short rest.
Seeker is ready to go.
A short rest wouldn't give me anything particularly, because like I said, I haven't used my first level spell slots, so like a short rest won't give me anything in particular. So.
Ooh, 14.
Max on the hit die, very nice.
Now 14.
Yeah, I think all my
That'll
kind
be
of
fine.
abilities.
That'll be fine.
Yeah,
Esmeralda will, as Max is probably like sitting and like banding himself up. Esmeralda will very, as respectfully as she can, she will go through Ismark's pockets and take his weaponry and his anything useful she can salvage from him. She will scavenge.
Fine.
Also, things that she gave him, like her flail and stuff. She'll take up.
Ismark, do you mind leaving like at least one weapon with Ismark? I feel like it's respectful to at least leave him with one weapon.
Yeah.
As a sign of respect.
She'll inspect his swords and go, honestly, he can have them. And his longsword and short sword that Ismark left that bear the symbol of Barovia, they're not silvered, so she has no real use for them. She will leave them at the body. But she will take everything, inspect it all very thoroughly, like almost like an appraiser, and then anything she deems not useful, she'll put back. She'll also produce a bag of 50 gold and just hold it. He had some money, which could be useful. Anybody?
Cheeky bastard.
I mean, I would take it, but only to give back to Esmeralda.
Yes.
That's just
Give back to
Irina.
Oh,
She's
yeah, sorry.
Esmeralda's holding the thing.
Potentially gone.
Yeah.
One
I'll
of
give
you
it to
might want to
Esmeralda,
hold
but
on to it then. I
could
know
be-
we're not, great friends.
I'll keep hold of it.
Yeah, sure. You can mark then you have Ismark's coin purse, and you can put 50 gold in there if you want. She'll assess his armor and stuff and be like, he has some sort of, let me see exactly what he's wearing. I think he's wearing studded leather. I'll double check. Splint. He's wearing a splint mail, which could be useful.
Not useful for me.
Mechanically, splint mail I believe is heavy, gives an AC of 17.
Yeah. I have no use for armor.
And it gives disadvantage on stealth
Maybe-
checks.
Yeah, not for me.
Maybe
Max
we
could
just.
use that.
Max could use it.
I'm sure,
What was that,
I think
sorry?
Max
What was
AC
that?
is higher,
If you want Ismark's armor, it's quite
Ismark
good
has
for you.
splint mail. It's a little bit big for Max in his current form, but if Max was, to die and come back as a
Splint
different
mail?
form. Yeah, Ismark's wearing splint.
Oh,
Is it better than your armor? You got
Yeah,
now?
it's basically like one above chainmail.
One above
And you've
chain,
got
yeah,
Oh, is it?
on heavy armor.
And you-
But it's still
and you've
disadvantage
got
on
the-
stealth checks.
And you've got the strength to carry it.
17. Let's see. I've got a breastplate. What's a breastplate say?
Oh, I could use a breastplate
Ooh.
if you put that splint
Laughs in
Like-
monk.
down the way.
I mean, for Max to wear the splint, you're either going to need a smith to, basically rework it a little bit so it will fit him, or Max will need to die and come back as a new form.
Oh,
Under his
Smith,
dark
okay,
power.
we can go to Oh,
One
we
of
can go to
those,
Lucky.
all
Oh wait,
of
never mind. Krizik. Oh shit.
It's sized. The split mail isn't magical, so it's sized for a man of Ismark's
Yeah.
stature. It's not a magical piece of equipment.
Or maybe we just leave it for his body.
It'll be about the same anyway for me.
Because you don't get the bonus, do you?
Breastplate and
Well, if you had a shield with the split max, your AC could be 19.
yeah. I mean, my AC is 17 already. With a shield's 19 is the same. Oh no, actually, you would be 18. I'll keep hold of that until I get it fixed.
Just mark down you split mail for a medium-sized creature. Because you're small, so that's the real issue. If he was like a dwarf, you could make it work, but it's far too big for you to wear without cumbering yourself too much.
Fine.
Maybe we could get Max stilts.
In between the meat bonfire, could I try to mage hand the axe out, try and drag it out, see if it works?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the axe gets very hot from the bonfire, but I think you'd know a magical item like that, it's going to be very resistant to that kind of damage.
Yeah.
So by the time after the hour, whenever it gets a short rest in, and the fire kind of burns itself out naturally, the tree is almost all ash, apart from this big, thick, kind of where it levels with the ground. You can see the remainders of the stump and the roots just sinking into the ground below it. And the axe is not just lying at the side, and you can very easily pick it up. And it's I mean, Lux, if you go to pick it up first, you probably reach down and see this big metal battle axe and reach down and get ready to heft it because you're not a strong person, Lux. And it just you almost fall backwards. This thing is incredibly light. It only weighs 2 pounds, you'd estimate. And it just you swing it and just and it goes it's just so easy to use.
Hey, you think I could use this? This guy was almost trying to swing it.
It'll be good to a light weapon.
This guy's, you got to swing it.
It's not a light weapon. So
Yeah, that's
Sneak
the
attack! Sneak attack right to that.
So I because this isn't a traditional magic item, it is magical,
Yeah.
but it's not got a stat block. I will just say you guys can, as part of your short rest here, examine it from afar and interact with it and stuff. Essentially, it is an axe with leaves and vines carved into its handle. It weighs half as much as a normal battle axe, 2 pounds. When the axe hits a plant, whether an ordinary plant or a plant creature, the target takes an extra 1d8 slashing damage. And when a creature of non-good alignment wields the axe, it sprouts thorns whenever the wielder makes an attack of it, dealing damage to the user. The damage from the axe is considered magical. It's not a plus weapon, but if you attack plant creatures with it, it does bonuses. Or if you attack plants, things like chopping down trees and stuff, this would be very useful for.
I guess
Or a wooden palisade wall or anything.
Thank God
I
that
don't know.
Max is lawful good.
Yeah, I kind of swing it and then because I'm not used to it, I just kind of slips out my hand and I'm like, oh, here you go, Max. Like, no, not intentionally, but like, like,
Yeah. I mean, like,
maybe I
you
should-
swing it like a child swinging like a toy sword. Like, it's
Yeah.
a martial weapon, this thing. You're not in combat, you wouldn't be proficient with it, but, like, you can still heft it, you know? Like, you can make it work. You're just not proficient with it.
No, I would not do that with my AC. No, I wouldn't get close to anyone.
So you want to give it to me? Just
Yeah,
to hold
I
it.
mean, it'll slip out my hand. So if you want to pick it up,
Max,
you
the
can.
donkey carrier. Put everything like. What kind of like fucking 10 different weapons like behind him?
Is that? Unless it's not like a glaive, is it? Where you can't use pole master, can you?
No, I can't. I'll just hold it for now. I probably won't use it back.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be better than, say, the silver battle axe that you took from Esmeralda.
Yeah. What's the name of the weapon?
It doesn't actually have a name because it's not actually a real.
Oh, it's not on the Strahd's thing.
Try searching for Treebean.
Treebane.
Yeah, try searching for Treebean. That might cover it. That's kind of like a nice version of it.
No, yeah. Cassie, you got Treebane. Cassie Strahd.
I have it
Oh,
here.
wait.
Show the players. There you go. I've got it on
says-
roll 20, but that's it.
Yeah, it says it's a +1 battle axe, but I looked it up, which well, he said it's not right. So
It doesn't mention it being +1, but if it says Treebean's +1, sure. If
Oh,
Treebean
it's
says
okay.
it's +1, then
It's on roll 20.
it's a.
It's on
It
D&D Beyond.
doesn't for me.
it doesn't say +1 for me.
It probably
Is
is
it-
just. I
is it
just
roll
went
20?
first. I just went
Yeah,
first.
It's
thing I saw.
sorry, D&D Beyond.
I don't know if it's on D&D Beyond. It's definitely on roll 20.
No.
It's called Treebean.
You might need
Oh, yeah.
to own the content to have it. Oh no, we're
I've-
all in the same campaign, aren't we?
Yeah, I've got the content for Strahd. It's fine. I'll just have it as battle
Yeah,
axe.
it's fine. I mean, you can copy across the important pieces from roll 20.
Yeah, and then I will give the silver axe back to Esmeralda.
Yep, she'll take it back and she'll go down, get her wagon, load it back up with her equipment that was been borrowed,
Yeah.
and
I
she'll
think- I
eventually bring it
think
back
first thing,
around.
I think the first thing I looked up was probably not a real thing. So
Yes, it's Treebean. It's it's in the roll 20. That is the item exactly as it is.
yeah, that's
The,
right.
the
It's
name
only-
Treebean was given to it as part of one of the other campaigns. Dice Camera Action domed it down.
Yeah, I think it's from here. It's called Obsidian Portal, which is like I think it's just like kind of
Yeah,
that's all pirated
D&D
shit.
Wiki.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be
Ignore
fair,
it.
5e.tools is also like technically pirated because it's
Yeah.
third-party material. Or
Don't trust
third-party
it.
source, but it's a bit more reliable.
Yeah,
And that had it as a magical, but not a +1.
they're all wikis. They're all
Yeah.
like so. You know, pages all
Yeah.
the rest. What's in the modules is what we'll roll off.
No, of course.
So beautiful. So you guys have a short rest. I'll probably say it takes you about another 30 minutes to get the wagon around from where you guys left it and to load the skull up on it. Are you guys choosing to put it on top of the wagon, or are you going to put it inside and remove the ability to short rest inside the wagon?
I would ask Esmeralda if there are any downsides to putting it inside, if she's comfortable having it inside given all of the stuff, and just remind people that I'd remind the party that if we did need to short rest, we'd still be taking watches, and I could still spend 10 minutes to ritual cast a hut for us. So
So what did we
Um,
find about the axe? Sorry.
It's just a magic
it's a magical battle axe, not a +1. But
It's in roll
probably-
20 under your journal. Treebean, it's called. If you need to read it.
Oh, just see it. Thank you.
Yep. So you guys are all loaded up. Esmeralda will say she doesn't mind. She will literally say the words, "It will do no more damage in there than one of you would."
Quickly reconnect the scene with her.
I'm inclined to agree.
So what we're gonna do about Ismac?
That is the next question. Are we bringing his body with us? I know the abbot could perhaps help. He is. I don't know if he told. He's quite a powerful celestial,
He's a what, sorry?
an angel.
Again.
Powerful celestial.
He was sent here with purpose from the Morning Lord long before I was here. His ramblings I have found little moments of to gain, but he speaks of coming from the above planes, the places far from here. But what I've seen him do
Well,
It's nothing I've seen a mortal be able to be capable of doing at all.
It's there's two choices. We can either try there, or we could go back to where he lived and place his body there to rest.
We
Or
should try
we
to bring
could-
him back. He fought alongside us
Of course.
and sacrificed his life to help and save us.
Yes.
The least we can do is try to bring him back with as
Of course.
minimal stress, shall we say, which makes me reticent to go to the Amber Temple with his body, given that we think that the dark powers are active there, and therefore he may prefer to still be dead.
We
Rather
also
than-
don't know what state Kresik will be in after the dragon attack. I know
I
it
was-
didn't produce fire or
Right.
anything, but it was big. That could have destroyed the abbey.
And it was spitting out those creatures.
It could be the town could be full of them.
And we still don't know who it was that was taken away on the dragon. Whether
I
it
think
was the
If we
corpse bride or whether it was Stella.
if we do go to Kresik, if that's the option, I think I don't like doing this, but I think maybe we should go the way we left, just in case. Just because of the way we are at the moment, I don't think maybe we should go at knocking at the front door again.
So just to clarify, what are you want us to take the skull after we go back to Kresik?
I would
We could always
suggest
leave it in the wagon somewhere safe if that is the plan. We don't have to bring it all the way with us.
Mm.
I would be concerned about leaving it anywhere, given that
Agreed.
Strahd is likely to want it back, even if he's not able to imbue it with the same amount of power.
I would say Argynvostholt is the greatest importance now.
Just because it might
maybe-
help you guys,
what-
I'll bring you guys onto the main Barovia map, because that might help you guys kind of plan roughly where
is-
you're going.
Is
Can
Mike
we
was a
also-
friend to us? We
So
can't just.
we also make sure that we're giving the roots of the tree a good kind of.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming it's like part
Yeah.
of, while Esmeralda's loading up the skull in the wagon, with those 30 minutes, you guys can fully uproot it, make sure you're all clear, rip it all apart.
I would say I'd probably maybe suggest Max to help me do it with his new battle axe. Since it looks.
Is my-
I'm not good anymore, am I? I'm not like 100% good, am I? So if I
Well,
do
no,
it...
you're chaotic good, aren't you? So you're still good, but
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true.
Is my
Chaotic good. Chaotic good.
is my
I'm neutral. I'm not.
Max
I
is,
think I'm
your,
like
your bro. I think we
neutral.
said Max went neutral last round.
Oh,
neutral
last
good.
game. Yeah, he turned
Neutral
neutral
good.
because he's not acting for the well-being of others anymore. He's acting almost like more out for himself.
I would-
Max, I'm lawful good. Lux is lawful good. Yeah.
I think I'm saying I'm neutral good now. I think that's what I said.
Might have been neutral good. Yeah, I think you're
Neutral
still
good.
good. We're not sure where you
I'm
fall.
still good, but I'm not lawful good anymore. I'm not like up to.
was
being
Max
awful.
ever lawful good? That is the true question. Anyhow,
At the
Yeah, he
beginning, yeah.
was. Yeah, he definitely was.
true.
I'll say it was.
Uh,
He meant well.
Ismark can be brought back later. I would
No.
suggest getting the skull first before Strahd comes for it and takes it back.
I've got two suggestions. We could either attempt. I know we said we wouldn't go back, leave the skull inside Victorio's tower, because we can leave the carriage there, and hopefully he won't notice the giant skull.
We're not going back there. Lux.
Okay. I think it'd just be hiding the skull then, with the caravan, as much as we can.
Lux, why do you not want to go back to Argynvost?
No,
Argynvost, rather.
I
Oh,
do wanna go back.
that should be our most immediate priority. It will free up the wagon for our resting, and it also means that we can plan a better approach to Kresik once we find out. Because I had a conversation with the entities that inhabit Argynvostholt, and they seemed far more powerful than we could understand at that point.
Okay. I was just thinking to go Kresik now, just because it's close, but then I guess hiding it inside the wagon wouldn't be good either.
Yes, it's not as a proportionally, although Kresik is closer. I
As a
don't
small
think
note,
it's-
Kresik isn't like significantly closer. Kresik's only closer by about 20 minutes.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, no, I'll say
Yeah.
Like, you could go to Argynvost and then make your way from Argynvost to Kresik in an hour and 20 minutes. Like, they're not
Because-
that far apart.
I
Would-
can't find Argynvost on the map. Hold up.
It's the letter
Would-
Q.
Next to the Lunar River.
Oh, thank you.
Would,
Oh,
would it
that's
be
ah.
would it be easier if we went where is it? Q. Oh yeah, no. For some reason I thought Argynvost was K. That's the castle, isn't it?
Strahd's castle is K.
Yeah. Would
Yeah.
it make more sense if we went Argynvost Vallaki than Kresik?
I
Or
would-
are we just double backing on ourselves?
What's for us in Vallaki?
We made a deal, and I just want to uphold it.
What deal did we make exactly?
We said we'll return the stones.
Yes, but we have 2 of them. I believe they said that there were 3 in total.
We don't know that.
They did say it was
Did
3
we
in
not?
total.
Oh, was it 3?
Yeah,
Oh, I
they
thought
said
only
there's,
Melville knew
they
that.
said there's 3 in total. No, I think Davian said that
Yep.
one was taken by Baba Yaga, or Babla Saga, one was taken by the Druids, and the other they didn't know who had it, but there was one other that got stolen about 10 years ago. And
Oh,
now you
okay.
have found
but-
it by chance.
But did we take the one from the hut earlier? Or
No,
the hut ran away?
they took that one whenever Namir was opening a chest.
Oh, fuck.
So they
So-
already
so
have
they-
that one.
So
But
they
you
have
guys
one
are
and we
the-
have 2.
Yes.
So we have the other 2. So yeah,
Yes.
we do. So yeah, so giving them 2.
And
would be
they
the other
said
3.
you had already. They said like whenever I believe it was Monica who introduced you guys back at the winery. She was like,
Hmm.
yes, they're the ones who helped us get the stone back. Like she vouched for you to Deviant.
So we do know they got the stone in.
Yes,
Okay.
you're aware.
Honestly, it wouldn't have to be that hard. Wait, where's my map? If we would go from here to Argynvostholt, go to Vallaki, and then go to Kresik.
I'm just that's what I'm thinking. We should go. Like you said, Q back to Vallaki. Only reason why I'm saying Vallaki next is because if we don't go Vallaki next, it's just gonna keep going back on ourselves. But if we go Argynvost, Vallaki, Kresik, and then we can go to Amber Temple afterwards. So
Honestly,
it's
I'm,
like we can hit all the
I'm not
spots.
a fan of as a player, but as Secret, not a fan of going to Kresik in general. He just doesn't think that reviving Ismark is really worth it in character for him. So,
In
but,
character, I want to try as he was a
Yeah.
friend.
oh, yeah,
Esmeralda will also be like, again, going to Krizak might be a waste of time. It might be destroyed, and I know he is a friend of yours, but going there might mean something else might happen elsewhere that we can't be there to stop.
And Callum
I-
would agree with that.
I agree.
Yes, I agree with that.
Ismark can be brought back even a bit later.
I don't know what power the abbot has, but he is powerful. I saw him. Oh. That creature that he calls the Vasilka, the girl that he is trying to raise to be Strahd's bride. He brought that back from. I don't know how old those body parts were.
But the question is, how is it going to be brought back? He's going to be one of those creatures as well.
True.
That's
I
what
don't know.
worries me.
I mean, we saw him cast a spell far greater than me. I could do with no components at all. I'm sure he could restore Ismark.
Or if not, he at least he might know. He
Look,
might know how to
look,
bring him back.
look, we need to prioritize. Okay, we need to go to Argynvost and then take it from there. If we keep making plans 4 and 5 steps ahead, then we will end up sitting around doing nothing.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree.
Good shot.
If
I
you
just-
want my
I just
advice,
suggest-
and she'll put her hand on Locke's shoulder, no plan survives first contact.
Ah,
Our first contact was like maybe, I don't know, 4 days before you met me, so any plan from that point is fucked. Just go with the moment. Don't try
Okay.
to plan anything, it always blows up in your
Fuck's sake, man.
face.
Fuck up here, all over my keyboard.
okay. I just
Clip
want,
that.
I just want to save him. I don't like the thought of
Fuck's
him
sake.
like this.
I
if
know.
possible.
I
Okay.
would normally suggest we burn him. Personally. Just I wouldn't want to see him rise up against us. And I have no way to prevent that from happening.
I would not forgive myself if there was at least a chance of bringing him back without us even trying.
I agree with Irina.
Okay. I've,
Esmeralda.
How
Sorry.
about-
I know
Okay.
Esmeralda.
you struggle to differentiate
Yeah,
between human
I
women.
think
It's quite
a
difficult.
party thing at
It's the
this
boobs,
point.
isn't it? I know.
I agree with Callum. I think you should Joe make a way there now, and then
I
we
think-
make a next
I
move
think-
from there.
Stella will help us.
Argynvost, here we go. The reason why I'm so drawn to Kresik is just because I need to know the condition of Stella, if she's still there or she was taken.
Then let's see where we are after Argynvostholt.
Yes.
I agree.
Stella. That's
Okay.
fucking Stella. Esmeralda. Do
Yes,
you,
that is
have-
now a
have any-
third woman you have mistaken me for in the space of minutes.
Esmeralda. God damn it, Esmeralda.
if-
Don't
if-
worry,
if
I'm
it-
going small
if
brain.
it-
I'm a fucking halfling. God damn it.
If it helps, one of them was a child, a girl, rather than
That
a
somehow
woman,
makes
so-
it worse.
I know. You're so useful
you-
or something.
Do you have
Max,
some?
if,
Yeah. What?
if you want, I can write a pen on your hand and the names of the woman, and then
How
you
about
can
if I
look at
take
him.
this axe and shove it up your ass? Ah,
Max, you say
Chaotic
you
good,
have
people.
a
Chaotic
little
good.
brain.
come on. Right,
Max,
try it.
you say you have a little brain now as a halfling, but did you have a
Did he take this
bigger
stuff?
brain
You're
as
true.
well?
What is wrong with you? Come on, both of you. I had enough of this fucking jokes now.
Speaker comes over and gives him a head pat.
Why? Go large. I'm joking.
Can
Damn
I,
you.
you want to do it on my shoulders?
Why did I have to come back as a goddamn halfling?
If you
Ah.
want, Max, I will kill you gladly, right now. I have no qualms.
Please
Same.
I would both
Same
understand and support that.
She will probably just take her axe off her belt and just be like, come here.
Fuck.
It'll take like 2 minutes, tops.
We are killing Max. Secret is like,
We're not killing anyone. There's enough
No,
deaths today.
No, we are going to Argynvostholt. Let's
Oh,
go.
yes.
And
Yes,
Callum
can
will
anyone-
get ready to head off.
Yeah.
Okay,
I will-
I'll ask Esmeralda if she has like some kind of lean and a cloth so it can wrap his body and then put it in a wagon.
Oh, no. Normally, I don't really handle. After something's dead, I usually just burn it or leave it where I found it, because
I'll
Dead.
just take a. Fine. Well, okay, so Max
can
gonna go around. He's gonna go to the dead druid. He's gonna take the cloths and stuff.
you
Right.
can get
Kinda-
there. Were like
I don't know.
a lot of the druids were things like furs and things taken from the land.
just,
You can
just
gather
wrap
enough
him
of
up.
Oh, saying that, is there any wolf or pelt?
it. On the druids, there would be no wolf. It wouldn't be anything from. It would be things like goat, like mountain goat. A lot of it, like
Oh, it's just-
leathered and stuff.
I'm just
Primarily
thinking
mountain goat and other mountainous creatures, not
Okay,
not wolves. Nothing that
I'm
would be
just trying to
associated with
think
Strahd.
of my, disguise. Okay, you know what? I'll take the mountain goat just in case. Or something with that.
Sure. Casmus fucking sassing me that all my women voices sound the same. Irena's been gone for like 3 episodes.
in my defense.
Hey, there's so many voices I make. Come on,
I
give him a
think I
break.
caught it from Max. You know, he's like on the stream. He's not that far away from. He's like bottom left corner. I think the whole facial non-recognition transferred.
Yeah, like Esmeralda, Stella, like it really all sound the same. It's fine.
Yeah, they also. I mean, they had like.
Alright,
Is-
well,
Okay, let's go.
Well, the
Moving?
mountain goat fur.
Yeah.
Is there like any heads as well, like heads of them, or is it just fur?
probably like the odd stylized one, like a shoulder, like a piece of armor. Yeah, like the odd one,
I'll
like
ta-
with the big curled
I'll take
horns.
that.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
take that
fur
one.
armor. You can like it's very pure. It's -1 fur armor if you want to loot the druids.
Oh god.
Essentially, it's padded armor.
Ooh.
Is there any javelins or anything like that? Any
Not on the druids.
javelins?
Not on the
Spears?
druids, not in the berserkers were using like battle axes. But again, all -1 because they're worn and torn and destroyed from the combat. And the druids were wielding, I believe, this quarterstaffs. And again, all -1s.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just thinking of items I can. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. So you guys are heading towards Argynvostholt?
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
If it's,
Beautiful.
you know what? I don't think I'll even short rest just because I didn't take any hit points and I won't
Well,
regain
you
anything.
can't short rest without
You
anything in
literally
there.
can't.
physically are unable.
Okay. Oh, well, are we checking it inside then? We're not tying it up.
Yes, that was the agreed. I think
Oh,
because
okay.
no one specified otherwise.
Okay, no,
We-
that's fine. Then.
Right, so you guys have got a fair journey. So I've just got to roll and just make sure you don't bump into anything.
The Death Ward will still be up as well because
Mhm.
Death Ward is 8 hours.
Wow, 2, 2, 3, and a 15. You guys are fine. You travel north along the sort of like old gravel path. You see on your left side the old decrepit winery falling away to nothing. Eventually you reach the Raven River crossroads, bypass them as well yourself, looping yourself back around, passing the Tilshenka Pass, taking note of it for the future. And then you begin hanging that like a long, winding trail that leads up towards Argynvostholt itself. And once again, you find yourself high above this like river valley on this hill, this like quiet promontory upon which there's this just sepulchral mansion. Again, you see the turrets capped with like those fairy tale cones, the towers themselves lined with sculpted battlements all across the top. And again, you know that the southern side of this structure has completely collapsed in on itself, part of the roof, but then the other 2/3 seem to be fine. You see this dark octagonal tower rising above the surrounding architecture, up and up into the sky above you. And as you sort of approach, you hear that just like a crack of thunder. And from here, you can't see Castle Ravenloft. It's actually blocked by the hills and the like lower region of Mount Gacchus. So you don't even have direct line of sight of it, but you just like feel that sense of exuding darkness coming from the far east. As the red blood moon now just like is lingering kind of like just over that kind of crest of hills, kind of washing it over, almost like a horrible sunset. It gives you no comfort or joy. And yeah, you've been to Argynvostholt a couple of times. You like, well, at least once before. You roughly know. I will leave it up to you guys. What do you want to do here? If you'd like to see a battle map, I can move you on to the map itself if you want to do it that way, or you can just tell me roughly what you want to do. I can walk you through it.
Before we enter, I would recommend caution. There is still a spider in the ballroom, I think. There was a spider in the ballroom, ain't there? Still?
There were spiders in the ballroom. Yeah, that's well remembered.
Just don't go in the ballroom. Please. Max.
Yes, let's stick together. Let's not draw weapons. We are here for a peaceful means. We are, if not expected, at least hopefully anticipated by those that live here. I am trying to remember the name of the gentleman. I think Vlad comes to mind.
Vladimir
Is it Vlad?
Harnagold.
Yeah, that one. We should announce our presence, and when we walk in, we should loudly make it known that we have brought the skull here. We should take it in with us, I believe, as an offering.
Do you want me to announce our arrival? I can do voices like Strahd and others.
Let's go
I
for
don't think-
not Strahd's voice.
Yes, I don't think doing a Strahd voice in here would be appropriate.
Wouldn't you say, Canon, you said you talked to him before, maybe you should announce us,
I think-
because he might remember your voice.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get in the front with me.
I can't cross Dramaturgy, can I? I'm thinking, is it only on myself? Or can I do it on
What
you?
does it say? What does it say?
You manifest a mana wonder sign of supernatural power within the create one of the following magical effects.
Does it say target self, or does it say target with like 5 foot?
Cast in time, range,
Range area 30 foot.
Yes, you can cast it theoretically on someone else.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that. Does that work? Just
Yep.
so I can read it there as well.
That's good, Callum, because you know that the audience chamber that you were received in, it's kind of like directly above. I don't know how much you remember of Argynvostholt itself, but it's kind of like a roundabout area in front where a carriage could come and go easily. in the center of which is this old dragon statue. These big double doors, sort of at the front, ascended up a small flight of stairs to the foundation, and then above that, by 2 stories, there's a large window, and even from here you can see it. It's this gorgeous kind of like spot that would allow a great flow of light in from behind it, and you know that's like backing the throne, because whenever you came in last time, you have this distinct, remember, this long narrow throne, and then sat across it, this individual sat there, like just like the light washing in over him. So yeah, you know roughly where Vladimir at least was sitting on a throne before, whether or not he's still there, but it's somewhere.
Yeah. So Callum would go in as the others are getting the skull off / out of the
Sure.
carriage.
Do you want to go
With the-
inside, or are you going to go like from outside, like shelling up?
Knock the front door.
Beautiful. Alrighty.
As soon as Callum gives me the signal, I'll cast Thaumaturgy, and I'll tell him his voice can sound up to booms 3 times as loud as a normal.
Yeah, so you see Callan, he like steps up these flagstone steps flanked by these stone railings, and he stands up this landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors, these rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. He just like reaches up and he just like, and like the knock just echoes and echoes, but you don't hear any response.
I will call out using the thaumaturgy. Vladimir, we bring the skull of Argynvost to its resting place. If you can hear me, please come and guide us to the rest of his remains.
Wait, and I'm gonna whisper to Callum. Wasn't the rest of his remains what we left at the hill?
No, that was made up of stitched body parts. I think it was just the skull.
Yeah, it was.
that we
It
needed.
was that
The-
was
the-
like
the rest of the bones was at the mansion.
yeah, the entire dragon skeleton was made up of like human and elf and like wolf bones.
Gotcha.
And a horrible amalgamation.
Yeah, gotcha.
You hear nothing, Callum, for a moment. A long moment. And then your past perception, you hear a sound of movement. You hear the sound of metal dragging on stone, but not constant. It's like a... Eventually, the doors before you open. And you see standing before you... Go ahead, man.
Does that sound like someone sharpening equipment?
I mean, you're not sure. It's like stone on metal, and it's getting closer and closer to the door.
Like, I was gonna say, me being a soldier and a warrior, would I know? Can I do a
Give me
perception
an
check?
intelligence check, if you like.
Intelligence check.
Yep. See if you can, like, work out what it is without seeing what it is. There's nothing to see. Investigation, really, if anything.
Intelligence. Oh, wisdom. Okay. Right.
I was about to tell you it was at the door, but you know.
Max is the best at
13?
intelligence checks.
Max?
He's almost like a wizard.
It sounds like someone's limping. And it's if they were wearing probably like plate mail or something like that. Like it's almost that sound of like that plate mailed boot like dragging across the ground as if that leg was broken in the armor itself.
I'll tell you, I was like, it looks like there's some kind of someone equipped in there, dragging the feet. It could be undead in there.
Don't you remember last time?
It was undead, Max, if you remember. They were. I don't know if we knew them in character as revenants, but I know they were revenants.
I think they looked undead.
I'll say
You knew they were undead.
Just be aware of any ambushes or anything. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why I'm not going in just yet. But we need to maintain the fact that we are doing the right thing, and that this was a quest that was given to us by the very undead that lived here.
The doors open up, and you see, pulling the doors aside, 2 gaunt figures, their eyes red in their sockets, their nose crumbling away, almost the cartilage just falling apart, their skin white as snow and just dark, kind of like shadow catching them as this white hair flows back. They mainly wear chainmail. Some of them have rusted swords on their hilt, and the other one has like a longbow like slung over his shoulder. And they're like yawling these big doors open. And then standing between him, he's just like gaunt, armored figure, a gauntlet just wrapped around the hilt of this great sword, and it looks gorgeous. He's wearing half plate, and he just stares you all down. And as you sort of approach, he just goes, "You return."
We do. I gave you my word that at some point in our journey I would do my best to return the skull to you, and my word so far I have thankfully been able to keep with the help of my friends here.
Truly. I hope for your sake it is true. We heard the beat of the wing, the shift of the wind. Show me he who came before.
Look at Callum. Callum.
Is he
Should we-
asking us to show the skull?
Should we?
Yeah. So
This
he would
is-
he would step aside and show the skull that's being unloaded.
Yeah.
at
Max
this
is like,
point from
You see, like, although this figure is like warped and horrible, and like there's nothing obviously human left in him, he doesn't even really react to seeing it. He just turns to the other one, and his neck like snaps and jolts as he does, as a bit of his neck probably just breaks, and he just goes like,
That's all.
"Sir Gwillem, retrieve our master." And the knight at his side, the other revenant, kind of like looks towards you all, and you see his like body and form. And again, he's wearing this like very high, like almost a cavalier's neck piece chainmail that falls about him, and he's the one with the long sword, and he will begin walking towards you all, and he will assess the skull. And as like it's pretty gently lowered into the ground, he will just take it and just wrap his arm around like kind of like the back, mouth, and jaw, get an arm under it, and he just with on his own just on his shoulder, and then he will just begin backing up, kind of a little bit unsteady, but like you're not sure if that's just the undead nature in himself. And then he will turn around and begin just walking, just back
Wow.
towards the doors.
I think he's stronger than you.
Max impressed.
Well done, Sir Gwillem. Take it to the mausoleum, where it may rest. And then, as he kind of gets up there, this one stops and he turns to look Vladimir in the eyes. And again, Vladimir himself, he seems so fixated and lost. And Callan, you knew he was fixated on this goal, his destiny that he'd set himself. But this one he's interacting with, there's emotion there. And he reaches out his hand that is currently hefting the skull up, the one like supporting the jaws for balance, and he puts it just on the face of the other one, and he goes like, "Yeah, we are almost finished here. I will miss you." And the other one just turns to him and goes like, "You know not of what you speak. Go. The time has warped your mind." And the other one kind of just turns defeatedly and just slumps his way inside. And you see him just going off, kind of going through the building. Probably eventually you hear the sound of a door being kicked open in the distance. And the revenants will just stand there, staring at you guys as if waiting for something to happen.
Callan will be like, yeah, may we offer a prayer? I am, to some degree, a follower of a god, not of this plane, but who has a very close relationship with the difference, the fine line between life and death and undeath. I would like, if permitted, to offer a prayer to Argynvost as he's being laid to rest.
Although you did not know him, please, I am interested in your words.
He will kind of gather the party round, not wanting to make too much of a fuss of it, but will say, please remember Argynvost for the great leader that he once was, that we heard from these men that he was many years ago. Remember him for the loyalty that he brought out from people under his stead. Do not remember him for what happened after his death, what he was corrupted to become. Remember him for the good that he brought to this place.
As you say that, you watch as that octagonal tower above Argynvostholt just begins to glow. This beautiful, white, soft light. And at first it's like this concentrated orb building and building and building. And then it blasts out down on you all. And forming on the steps, this like spectral form rears back its head, and you see this. It is a ghost of what you had just fought, but it is not bone, it is not broken, it is not malformed and stitched together in some horrible way. You see these beautiful, glowing, silver-lit scales all around this figure, and it looks at you all, and it just bows its head, and then it just... and a wash of that light just washes over the valley all around. The beacon atop the tower, you hear a and it begins to rotate like a lighthouse beacon, around and around. You see it wash up on the mountainside of the Mount Gakis and Mount Baratok far in the distance as it pivots around this place, trying to find a place to rest, but never finding it, just continually moving and moving and moving. And as it does, you all feel a warmth wash over you. Vladimir turns to the knight at his side, and he goes to speak, but no words come, and they both drop dead. Just the body slump. You hear the clang of plate mail hit the ground. You all gain a +1 to your AC as you receive the Beacon of Protection from Argynvost.
Hey.
You say a plate mail falls on the floor.
But it's a medium-sized creature.
Half plate. Immediately.
Half plate, still good. Still good. Max is gonna, what's that over there?
And yeah, they
Max-
like go to say something and they just die. They just crumble, they just fall, as if they were like just had a heart attack almost. It's
So
instant.
+1, nice.
Like they've passed on in peace. Like
Yeah.
they were.
You saw like a look of like, you know, reverence in their eyes, like, but it was so brief. Like, by the time the dragon had disappeared, they were already gone. Like,
What's
yeah.
called blessed off what? Blessed off
it's called the Beacon of Protection.
beacon protection.
Seeker
That's
would...
where-
Seeing a dragon for first time in how many years is it? A good like few decades. Seeker would kneel down for a bit, meditate.
I will go to that half plate that just fell.
You go to
Then
you
it
go
is-
to Vladimir's body. Yeah, I mean, approaching Vladimir's corpse, specifically. I mean, he's
I was gonna search him, see if I can find anything else besides the plate. Like,
Max. So on his body, he's wearing half plate armor. You notice he has a very, very fine great sword in his hand. But
More
apart from
weapons
that,
than
nothing
necessary.
else. Nothing else really of note. They didn't. None of the revenants carried anything of wealth or interest.
okay,
Um,
I'll take the
and
great
again,
sword.
the half plate max, it's minus one half plate. It's not magical. It is
So
rusted and
-1.
and like all of the revenant's equipment is rusted and lost of age. The great sword appears to be in immaculate condition.
I'll take the great sword then.
Can
Sure.
you use pole armor or greatsword? You got
Does it have a? Yeah, it does
I
have
think
the
so.
wooden.
So Max has got a magical but not magical great axe.
I like collect weapons apparently.
Greatsword.
I like to collect weapons.
Did you investigate the spear?
Oh yeah, sorry, yes. During short rest, did I
Yep.
find out what the spear was?
Yeah, if you decided to spend the short rest of it, the blood spear would be this. Then
Downstairs magical as well. Jesus.
Oh,
my
Blood
god,
spear.
guys, it's like there's
Oh my
loads
God.
of magical weapons
Yep.
that I was trying to kite you towards, and you all just avoided them all game.
Ooh.
You guys
Ah,
should go to
nice,
Yester
dude.
Hill. Nah, we don't need to go there. Okay, that's fine.
No magical weapons either.
Oh, nice.
I
If
mean,
only we had more than one martial
Oh, this
class.
is sick. This
That
is
is-
really good.
2d6 temp HP when you knock something
Fuck.
to 0. Because that'll also stack with your Grow Effort Master stuff.
that's pretty good.
Because it's going to be
Wow.
you that's going to be in melee.
I think you should probably use this, probably from now on, to be honest.
I
Agreed.
mean, you have things like if you did choose to resurrect Ismark can also use martial weapons. Esmeralda can also use martial weapons. You
oh,
don't
this is
just
turning
have to
into-
worry about yourselves.
This is turning into Dragon Age, real fast.
Yeah.
Esmeralda, I know you're the fine person for looting. Finding good gear. Is there any kind of good stuff here?
The
revenants?
only thing that sticks out to me would probably be the sword he has. The rest seems mainly a miss, but there might be more if they're all dead. This mansion hasn't been touched since the Order of the Silver Dragon were overthrown. There could be much bounty to be found in here.
I was thinking that, but at the same time, is that the right thing to do?
I would
we're up
say-
against an undead monster. I would say
Yes.
yes. No,
I
no
would-
doubt.
Don't let your guard down. There are still other things to contend with in the mansion itself.
Oh, then you said there was spiders in the ballroom, so maybe avoid
Yes.
that place. Unless we want to
Well,
kill some spiders.
It
You-
could be more rooms. I only knew of the ballroom from peeking in.
Who can use this sword? Who can use this spear?
Looks, you have
Hello.
good eyes for magical items, magical effects. Is there anything about the sword or the armor that jumps out to you?
Let me see. And I'll kind of same thing. Let my eyes glow. My eyes little bright blue. Do I see anything shining?
Yeah, the great sword, radiance of enchantment magic.
Oh,
The great
We are
sword
really
is
stacking these weapons. aren't
You
we?
also detect some kind of divine magic underneath his armor. A necklace, you think, perhaps. And if you instruct Max whoever's looting his corpse to look for it, there's a holy symbol of the Morning Lord made of solid platinum.
I'll see say that. But there's something else underneath his plate.
oh, let me see. I'll take it, and then I'll hand over to Lux. I mean this.
Yes, it's
Do you want to hold it?
I can see what it is, but I think it's just more of a focus, maybe.
If you want it, I'll keep it.
I think Callan could use it.
Yes, Callum. I think this is more religious type. I think you should hold on to this.
Very well.
And
I'm sure I can use that.
I'll ask Sigurd, do you use spears? Are you able to use spears by any chance effectively?
I can use spears. I can use, but I can't. Wait, can you stunning strike using spear?
What does it say on the ability?
Oh, that's good. Features and traits.
Personally, I think you should maybe give the staff to So you can, I mean, you
But
keep the
the
spell.
staff deals less damage on hit than his fist, so I'm not sure if it's worth it. His fists are already magical. When you hit with a melee weapon attack, so yeah.
Do you
That
want? Do you
works.
want? Would you like this staff? And then I'll explain to him what he does.
Uh,
If you'll be interested.
I'm
It'd make more
what's
sense for you to have it than him because he's got a really good spear now.
fine by me. I'm just is the staff a 1d6 or 1d4?
It's a versatile weapon.
It's
So
a
Oh.
quarter staff, so it's the same as a quarter staff. So it can be a 1d8 if you wield it in two hands.
Oh, sure, he would dual wield the fuck out of that.
I'll let you choose. Do you want the staff or do you want the spear?
You can use the spear better. I'll take the staff.
Okay, so I'll give the Gothia's staff to you. Cool.
Beautiful.
And
I've used also if I use the charges that trust I've used free charge of the staff just so you know.
Yeah,
so
I just
if you
have to
search
find it
Gothia's
on.
staff in D&D Beyond, it should be there.
Esmeralda.
And Max, you can search for Blood Spear, and that will
Yeah,
be your spear.
Esmeralda, would you want to try the magical greatsword? It's magical, and I don't think we're going to be using it.
Sure,
Completely up
if
to you.
there's no other use for it. It's a bit heavy for what I normally use, but
Are you proficient with these weapons?
I'm proficient with all martial weapons, Max, and shields.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I've been very well trained.
Okay. So maybe take this one.
Well, if we ever get Ismark back, maybe that could be his weapon. If you feel like you're not going to use it as much.
So I remove this.
Sure.
How do I remove this phone?
She'll take the shield that Max gave Ismark, that she took from Ismark's body, and she will take that with her.
Oh.
And then
I'll
take the great.
I'll take my shield back. By the way, I'll take my
Yeah,
shield back.
she
as
go
well.
back then. Yeah,
I mean,
she
when
wouldn't.
you
She
went
wouldn't
into
argue
it-
it. If you want to take it, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take my
I mean,
shield
would-
back.
Would you not want to give it to Esmeralda just in case you wanted to use it? If she can use
Yeah.
shields, like she just hinted.
Yeah, I was gonna take it then because
Nah, she can't use it. She would have to use it with a rapier or something. She'd rather you
Oh,
anyway.
I have like in case I need more like AC, I can always have like a shield with me.
And Lux, just
I
as a
can-
note, if you had your detect magic up on Esmeralda, you would know Esmeralda's armor is magic, her rapier is magic, her axe is magic. She has 2 scroll cases on her belt which are magical. She has several potions on her belt which are magical.
Excuse me.
She has 6 vials of 6 vials that all radiate like divine magic as well. Oh, better about it.
Esmeralda,
Oh,
you're like a giant
Yeah,
disco. light.
I don't know what you mean. I'm quite good at
like-
hiding, if that's what you're saying. I'm pretty stealthy, Lux.
No, you don't worry. You have a lot of bright things on you, kind of. When
She,
I
like,
use
looks
my
at her
kind
coat.
of eyes. No. With my special, when I can see magical things, you're very bright.
If you tell me you have X-ray vision, I'm going to break your nose.
No,
Just as a polite warning.
He has X-ray vision.
no,
Yes.
Do
he
you have
told me
X-ray vision?
no. My eyes, I can see
does.
magic things, and I can see you have a lot of magic things.
I
on
will
you.
check.
Your eye goes to like her longsword. It's like, my eyes are up here, Lux.
No,
I think
look,
check.
look, that's magical.
She
you
laughs.
can't
She
see
just
it.
she
I
just
can see
chuckles.
it.
She's like, it's fine. I know there is no such thing as X-ray vision. That is insane.
Luxmeralda confirmed.
Yeah.
Calling it now.
So should we see if there is anything else in here that is going to be of use on our journey?
I mean, I don't see myself coming back to this place, so I guess so.
Okay, then let's work through systematically. Let's go through. In fact, Max, you're a soldier. You'll be used to clearing buildings, I presume. It's either that or I've been watching Harnaa stream too much squads on Twitch, which is a very good watch if anybody's.
Yeah, people, go and watch him.
enjoying
I'm
it.
getting better. Fucking-
Yeah, and
what do
also
you think?
like bossier somehow. You
Yeah.
started off bossy and
Yeah.
you're getting bossier. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we're not receiving this treatment. I'm sorry.
Also,
Imagine if
Quick call
Esmeralda was like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm out. Yeah.
could we call a short break before we enter and move on? I'll just.
Yeah, I was gonna say before you guys enter Argynvost, we'll probably take a little break, get some grub, and then I'll get a battle map set up because
Oh,
obviously still
Thank
some
you.
threats in Argynvost that we'll have to. It's not like you can just
Yeah.
walk through and just loot the
Yeah.
whole building.
God damn it, that kind of killed me.
Alrighty, well we will be right back, folks.